Hard to get. That's the name of this video. So here's the thing. When you see a woman with her boyfriend, husband, her man, whatever, how many times are you not thrilled about the person she's with? Meaning that if you were her, you wouldn't have gotten with that guy. And the reason is because the guy she got with isn't appealing. He's kind of nasty looking. You wouldn't want that entering your orifices ever. So the whole point is women aren't getting away with anything either. Some people think that women have it better than men do. And the whole point is everybody's suffering. There's so many women who are proud of their ugly man, it's not funny. And they have to be because that's what they've got. So that's what they chose. And part of that has to do with society, their family members, their friends who are urging them. There's a police siren. It's kind of loud. Anyway, who are urging them to screw themselves over and get with somebody undesirable. My whole point here is getting something that you actually want in this world that really does it for you, like the perfect sexual partner, which I have had the privilege of having more than once. Which is part of why my life got destroyed at 29, by the way. But having that is hard to get, and it's something you have to pay for in this life. There are unseen barriers, forces at work that dole out what people get. You know, you're in physics. Physics has something to do with it. The physics of what's going on in people's minds, what their true motives are and viewpoints are towards someone who can get things they can't get, it becomes evident that they're against you just because they don't want you to enjoy the things they can't enjoy. Also, if you're into the occult, if you're into magic and the paranormal, it may not be too hard to believe that there are forces at work that have something to do with who you get with and what happens and all of that. You know, in many different cultures, people pray to the spirits for guidance in all things in life. So, my whole point here is, if you want something that your heart truly wants, that your heart truly craves certain things. And so if your heart truly wants something, truly craves something, there are going to be obstacles. If you can get that easy, you've got to figure out why and how long that will last. Because some people are already in a position to get what they want for however long, and there's reasons why. There's never an isolated incident where people are getting what they want and it can't be calculated. It can be. So my whole point is, with me, I was getting things that were hard to get before all the allegations and during all the allegations. And that's part of what happened. I hit a barrier. I got as much as I could get, and then I had to go through a lot to be able to continue to get what I was getting and to get more. And so I've recently gone through the barrier completely. It's been years of suffering and pain and all of that, homelessness. And that's what happens to people. They go through a lot, and people don't know why that happened to them. And it's because they were getting things, which they knew they were getting things in life that really mattered. One big thing is a sexual partner, or more than one. Having the right sex, the right partner, someone that people actually envy. You know, you get with someone, if a woman gets with a man who's pretty like her, or handsome enough, and sexy enough, and all of this, you know, that can affect people around you and they can want to destroy you, basically. So, things that are hard to get: money, material things, and the biggest thing is a sexual partner. That's really what people really, they'll be cool with you having a whole bunch of vapid money and material things, but not a woman. Or if you're a woman, not a man. They'll want you to parade an ugly man around, you know, who's out of shape or something like that. They'll also want to get, if you're an attractive person who can't be swayed to screw themselves, like myself, they'll try to get you out of shape. You know, they were purposely giving me meds to make me fat. And, you know, they still are doing that. You know, that's their goal, is to do that. And I spoke to, while I was in the hospital, I spoke to one white female, and she was over 300 pounds, and she was telling me what she looked like and explaining to me what she looked like before. They took her house. Her house was taken. She lost her house, is what happened. She was put on meds that made her overweight really fast. And she just explained, it was maybe 15 minutes of explanation, explaining to me, maybe 30 minutes. It was a while. She explained to me in detail what happened to her. And so, this is what happens to attractive people. This is what happens to everybody. People get in the way on purpose. They're part of physics. This is what's happening in physics. And it happens every time. And a lot of people compromise. And so they have this and they have that, but they don't have that. They're real rich. They have a really beautiful wife, but they stop taking care of themselves and look like crap so people wouldn't envy them. And that's what's so hard to do. You have to have authorization. You have to be authorized to have what you want in this world. And that's how it works. Things that are hard to get are dangerous to go for. You have to go through authorization periods and get authorized. So that's kind of how it works. And, you know, anybody arguing with that, I don't care. Go ahead and argue with it as you go through it in your life, and you'll find out that that's how that works. It's a big deal for me even mentioning this. I normally wouldn't. But it is true. And a lot of people have figured something to the effect of what I just said. So I said, I'll go ahead and talk about it for a second. So, hard to get. That's the name of this video. Hard to get.